Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to take that stack of sources you've got and really pull out the key knowledge nice and fast.
And today, we're wading into some pretty extraordinary territory.
Definitely. We've got this collection of personal stories, paranormal experiences. Some came straight from you, our listeners. Others we pulled from online forums. Very raw stuff.
That's right. And it's incredibly diverse. We're talking famous haunted spots like, the Stanley Hotel, right through to really intimate personal visitations. Our goal here isn't really to prove anything. It's more about categorizing these things, looking for common threads in what people report, and also digging into how the witnesses themselves tried to explain it, psychologically or even scientifically.
Okay, let's unpack this. And we pretty much have to start where the sources do, with probably the most famous location mentioned. The Stanley Hotel, Estes Park.
Ah, yes, the Shining Hotel.
Exactly. That connection alone just... It primes the place, doesn't it? Sets a certain expectation.
It absolutely does. The whole atmosphere there seems charged. I mean, we read those anecdotes, guests supposedly fleeing in terror, that story about the server mentioning Jim Carrey allegedly running out.
Yeah, and the guest running naked through the lobby claiming a ghost chased her. Whether those are true or just hotel lore, it sets a scene.
It creates this baseline of, let's say, heightened psychological expectation.
Yeah.
Which makes the listener submission we got about Lucy's room really stand out.
Right, because the dynamic there was interesting. She called herself a hopeful skeptic. Wanted something to happen, but wasn't necessarily expecting it.
And her boyfriend.
Total non-believer, apparently, which kind of counters the idea of simple suggestion or mass hysteria affecting everyone. He should have felt nothing. Theoretically.
And what she described experiencing in that room, it was way beyond just feeling spooked or anxious. She talked about seeing these weird after images when people walked into the dark room, like a visual echo, a haze repeating their movement.
Okay, that's strange.
But the really intense part was the physical sensation. She said she felt light as a feather, like she was floating, completely lost the feeling of the floor beneath her, just suspended.
Wow, weightless. That's specific.
Very. And then, the moment she left the room, things got even weirder visually. The hallway, apparently distorted, looked like a fisheye lens.
How so?
Walls seemed tall and rounded, and the carpet pattern looked like it was bulging, kind of spiny, really intense sensory distortion.
Okay, so extreme visual changes, feeling weightless. You have to ask, right? Altitude. Lack of oxygen. Estes Park is pretty high up.
That's the obvious first thought, and the source mentions it. The tour guide had apparently warned people they might feel faint.
Right.
But here's the key thing. Our listener mentioned she actually has experienced nearly fainting before. Low blood sugar, heart palpitations, that kind of thing. And she made a point of saying those times always involved intense panic, dread, that overwhelming feeling of, I'm about to pass out.
But this was different.
Completely different, she insisted. She used the words, no fear, only confusion and peace. Which is odd for such a dramatic physical event.
So she's arguing the lack of the usual panic suggests it wasn't just her body reacting normally to altitude or anxiety. It points away from the simplest explanation.
Precisely. From a purely analytical viewpoint, her own testimony kind of removes that easy psychosomatic answer. It suggests something significant happened physically, generating these major sensory changes, but without the expected emotional panic response.
And then there was that weird validation bit later. Someone else on the tour thought she was an actor.
Yeah, she overheard someone saying they thought her reaction was staged, which in a way confirms just how dramatic and, visible her experience must have been. It wasn't just in her head, it looked real to others.
Okay, so if it's not purely environment or psychology, what about when experiences seem to mess with reality itself? For multiple people.
That's a perfect segue. Let's talk about Jake. He's described as a semi-pro paranormal investigator. Done it for over 10 years, 150 cases, apparently even met Lorraine Warren.
So, experienced. And the source emphasizes he starts with skepticism. Always looks for the mundane, the normal explanation first.
Right. So Jake and his team go to investigate this commercial property near Chicago. His uncle owns it, planning to flip it. It's supposed to be derelict, empty.
Supposed to be, but that's not what they found, is it?
Not at all. They arrive, and instead of a ruin, they see this large 3-story building that looks fully operational.
Yeah.
Like functioning as a hotel.
A hotel? Wait, it was supposed to be empty.
Exactly. But they describe seeing a busy reception area, a packed restaurant with that specific dinner fury energy, peak hour chaos.
Wow.
They were even met by a receptionist who seemed a bit confused but gave them a full tour. Guest hallways, a working kitchen, even a ballroom. They were inside this functioning building for quite a while.
Okay, this is already bizarre. So what happened?
Well, after the tour, Jake decides to call his uncle, to thank him for letting them look around this apparently active hotel.
And the uncle.
Complete confusion. He basically says, "What are you talking about? That building's empty. It's a wreck. We just started the initial phase of renovation. It should be chained up."
Oh, wow. The moment of realization.
And get this. The instant Jake hangs up, his phone just dies. Stone dead.
Okay.
At the same time, his teammates' phones start ringing rapidly, like glitching out.
Yeah.
And then they die too. All power gone.
Whoa.
So they immediately turn around to look back at the building they just walked out of.
Man.
And it's exactly as the uncle described. An empty ruin. Boarded up windows, chained doors, parts of the structure they swear they just walked through were visibly missing, crumbling.
3 people.
Yeah.
Experienced investigators saw the exact same detailed, functioning hotel, down to the color of napkins in the restaurant, the source said.
Exactly the same details.
Yeah.
For all 3 of them, simultaneously.
I mean, that stretches the definition of hallucination past breaking point, doesn't it? If it's shared so perfectly, it's like a shared reality.
That's the term, isn't it? A shared reality glitch. And Jake's analysis, because there was no known tragedy associated with the site, wasn't about ghosts in the usual sense. He theorized they walked into an echo, or a ripple in time. Like they momentarily experienced the building as it might be in the future, fully renovated and running, or perhaps how it was in the past.
Yeah.
A temporal displacement.
A ghost of a place,
Yeah.
not a person. And the energy drain, not just phones, but all their gear, cameras, sensors, backups.
Everything. Completely wiped.
Yeah.
Which is just a staggering amount of energy vanishing instantly at the exact moment the perception shifted.
That energy drain ties back maybe to the Stanley Hotel feeling of lightness, the physical sensations, something environmental, but not just altitude.
It suggests a powerful physical interaction.
Yeah.
If these anomalies involve energy fields, maybe magnetic shifts, then that sudden power loss is maybe the most concrete bit of data we get across these accounts.
Okay, so we have environmental weirdness, reality glitches. But what about when the energy feels less like a glitch and more deliberate, even malicious?
Yeah, let's shift focus now. From these sort of generalized ripples to phenomena that seem much more targeted, more kinetic, starting with that college dorm poltergeist case.
Right, this one reportedly happened across several floors, 101, 202, 302, same room, number different levels.
And it started with fairly typical poltergeist-type stuff.
Right.
Hearing disembodied music, Jack in the Box specifically, which is creepy in itself, books falling off shelves, TV glitches.
Yeah, but then it escalated. The source mentions a TV stand shaking so hard the flat screen actually fell over. And the roommates were understandably pretty freaked out, constantly checking locks.
But the event that really stands out, the one they called physically impossible, involved the main dorm room door.
These doors had those heavy hydraulic hinges, right? Designed specifically to stop them slamming shut. They closed slowly, controlled.
Exactly. Heavy-duty things. Yet the report says, while the door was triple locked from the inside, it slammed open violently and then slammed shut again.
Slammed open against the lock and then shut.
Against the lock and against the hydraulic resistance. That requires a massive, instantaneous burst of focused kinetic energy, something those hinges were explicitly designed to prevent.
That definitely moves beyond weird draft territory. It implies force, maybe intention.
Or just a very concentrated, localized energy surge. Which brings us to maybe the darkest account in the sources.